Hello, friends. I'm Major Mohammed Ali Shah. Well, I would say good morning and good evening to my friends in the West. Well, I'm very privileged and I feel very lucky and fortunate to have a team, a part of a team, I would say, of very fine film personalities who very soon would require, already they require no introduction, but in the film world, especially, they would require no introduction at all very, very soon. Of course, you all are very familiar with some of them. And first is, of course, my very, very dear friend and my brother, Aryan Vaid, from who I have drawn a lot of inspiration from, Grassam Mr. India. And many of you would have seen our interaction on YouTube earlier. And of course, we have Lisa Dhoni. And Lisa is a very fine actress who took to acting by chance 8 years back. And the bug never left her ever since. She will tell her story as well. And then she took a course in acting. She trained as an actor. And as they say, the rest is history. We have Mr. Nirmal Menon, very fine, very dashing, the most well dressed person you can see right now on screen. and,
Aryan can vouch for that.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you
and
very
of
much.
course, we will unfurl the feathers slowly as we come. Of course, we have Neil Kamal Chaudhary, who's a scientist, a yoga and a meditation enthusiast, a very fine family person. Well, she took to acting after she did a short movie. And as again they say, rest is history, and we will talk more on it. And of course, we have last but not the least, we have Raghu Krishna, who has done a lot of Kannada films, who's had great exposure, who's from the IT industry. He's a data analyst. And now you will be wondering, a data analyst, a person, a scientist, somebody who is from the IT, or someone who is now how and what did happen? Well, they've come together to make a film called Scarred. Scarred for life, yes. And they will be tattooed for life, I would say that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and let us welcome first the director of the film, who would subsequently talk more. Aryan, thank you very much for getting this fine bunch of team. I mean, you got a great team, great vibe, great energy, I would say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm honored to have this team, and I'm honored to have them all come together and give their very best on this project. As you said, the scar now they're tattooed with with this movie.
Thank you, Aryan. So, Aryan, would you mind? You would be knowing your team, of course. I mean, I went through the profile and I was very impressed. I wrote to you, what impressive profile. I mean, would you like to take on an interview and moderate kind of in a way, since you
Yeah.
are the captain of the ship? Yes.
Well, so basically, as we already mentioned, Nirmal came up to me one day out of the blue. I did not know him, and and I think we had some common friends. And he said, "Would you direct a film for me?" And we kept going back and forth for a good 6 8 months, and we weren't sure of whether it's going to happen, whether it's not going to happen. And he was already working with a couple of other writers, one from India, one from here. However, finally, when come mid-December, he goes, "Let's start on 3rd of Jan." And I was like, "Wow, it's really happening," But then we had to rework the script and everything. So that's how the film actually we started. I think on the 7th of Jan, right, Nirmal?
7th of
6th,
Jan, yeah.
7th of Jan was when we started off with the film, and it just it's been like a dream. It just kept coming together, one by one, little piece by little piece. Raghu, who's been instrumental in helping me at every step of the way, because Raghu is more than an associate director. He's done scripting with me. He's done the character development, the screenplay, the dialogues. On sets, he's directing. He's sometimes doing the catering. He's sometimes doing the clapboard. So yeah, he's without uh, him, actually without any member of the team, it would not be possible. So yeah, and then um, we had Lisa join us to have a common friend, Anjani, and he's a filmmaker here. So we were looking out for an actress That's how Lisa came on board. We're looking for somebody. So Lisa and me are playing husband and wife in the movie, uh, and Lisa fit the role perfectly. When I met her, and I gave her a small narration of the film. We are fortunate, because I think as a director, I count it one of my blessings if I get an actor on board who's really good. They know their craft, and so she's been really good. The acting, it's hard to believe that she's not a full time actress, which is incredible,
Thank you.
and and then came the part of casting Neil in the film. It was a Neil's is a very very tricky role as well. It's a role that honestly, even a lot of seasoned actresses would find very hard to do. There's a lot of emotion that has to come across in just the right degree at the right time, and she I said that, and people on the sets have been very very impressed with her.
Thank you,
um,
Aryan.
People have so she came on board, I think at some point towards the end of January, because we were still looking to cast our principal characters, Lisa, Neil, and then Nirmal, of course, was the producer. But Nirmal as an actor has been a revelation. When we started, I have not seen an actor grow this much in this little time. Nirmal has one of the most difficult roles in the film because uh, he his character goes through these uh, personality disorders. Now it's easy to say that okay, it's a personality disorder. It's very very difficult to portray that, especially portray that convincingly in your first movie. Um, if acting has not been something you've done for the last 10, 15 years, and you take on this heavyweight role which requires you to go in there, and then I come in and I expect Nirmal to act at a certain level because that's what the role demands, right? So I think I'm very very lucky uh, the because if that personality disorder, the whole element of that had failed, um, our storytelling would not be effective at all. It wouldn't matter how what the other actors did if the core of the film, which is kind of based upon this disorder which develops in this person, would not have worked. I'm very happy to report that he's done a fabulous job. With just not just with portraying that, but also portraying a very successful attorney in the film. So yeah, and then we have a whole host of other actors also in the film who've completely blown us away. But
Thank you, Aryan.
yeah, no, I really mean that. We have a whole host of other actors. Raghu is also, like I said, Raghu has been a man of many talents. So he came on board, and he's also playing Neil's husband's character in the movie. So I think the first day he had to do a scene was 3 pages or 4 pages, I don't remember, between him and Neil. And I was amazed at how easily, I mean, it took, it takes work, but how easily these guys have shown character and how easily and how effortlessly, they've kind of taken on the role and then portrayed it. I'm telling you, man. I mean, the acting here is. I've acted with a lot of really good actors. Dharmendra, Sunny Deol, Bobby Deol, Irfan Khan. Irfan Khan. Hollywood knows him because of Life of Pi, right? So I've done 2 movies with him, and I'm telling you, these guys, the actors here in front of us, some of the actors who are not here tonight, it's it's been a revelation, man. There is such honest in talent over here, with so much integrity towards the craft that I feel truly blessed. you know
Wow. Nirmal sir, so
Yes, sir.
what what made you think that, okay, at Aryan, what made you have faith in Aryan, in fact, to give him the charge of this film?
Let me tell you, uh, when I approached Aryan, and first time we have been, I think we spoke on the phone like 2 3 times. I live in Pennsylvania, but I'm just here in Florida for the movie. I spoke to him, and he was a little bit not ready to do it actually, because he's an actor, and that shivers are all there. But I told him, if you are not doing the movie, I'm not making the movie. I had so much confidence
That is true.
and faith, you know. And so I told him, and then that also still going back and all. I said, "You are doing it, or I'm going to go back to Pennsylvania." So, but he agreed to do it, and it's a great journey. It's lovely, and Aryan is a perfectionist. Let me tell you that. Unless he gets what he wants, he's not going to let you go. And for us, it is, I can go to any film institute and learn classes and all, but the school of hard knocks, which Aryan brings with us, is great. And we really, this movie would not have been possible if he would not have been the commander of the ship. Let's put it that way. So we are very fortunate. Came up with the concept, came up with the script. Yes, the script had some issues, which both Raghu and Aryan worked long hours. Okay, and it came out great. And we're just waiting for the audience reaction, and we hope everybody loves this movie. And it is it's my dream come true. Okay, as an actor, and I have no acting experience. I did some small film, but nothing, just came empty. But Aryan really molded me very well. So I'm very fortunate. And every member of the team has contributed to the success of this filming. So thank you very much. I want to thank my team. And I want to thank you also, Major, for giving us this opportunity to express our feelings. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming and agreeing to speak to us, all of you, Lisa, Nilkamal, Raghu, Nirmal, Aryan, of course, getting it together. So, what made you actually think of acting? You can act in this film, since you said you've never had any acting experience. There's always the first time, be it at the age of 10, be it at any age. I mean, there's the first time always. So, what made that initial spark about acting in this film?
The self-confidence. I knew the character very well, what I'm supposed to do. And, when we are growing in Mumbai, what are the two things we see? Cricket and acting, film, right? But this dream has been there in my mind for a long time, but due to financial reasons and all other stuff, I couldn't do it. And I want to make a film before I leave the planet. So I was always pursuing. I sat with my wife one day, said, I want to make a movie. And thanks, my wife has supported me all the way, and still she is supporting me. But like I said, it was just one dream, which Aryan and the team made it a reality. And
Right, sir.
I thought I could do it, but there's always some jitters. But Aryan gave me all the confidence, and it worked. And I'm ready for the next one after some time, if
Right,
I
sir.
can pursue Aryan.
So,
So that's all.
Lisa, you are a trained actor, Lisa. So, tell me what's the duration of the course while training as an actor, which you undertook?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You are a trained actor, right? You've
Hmm.
done a course in acting, and could you tell us a bit about the course that you undertook for acting, and what was the duration of this course, and from where?
Oh, well, I started with a lady named Carol Gordon, and I stayed with her for about 5 to 6 years. Amazing, amazing teacher. And I kind of got to the point where I felt like I needed to do some different training just to try different classes out there, different methods and stuff. And it's all the experience that I've gained from the different acting, I take with me because there's a little bit from each instructor that I have with me. And yeah, I just love it. Yeah, it's been a good experience meeting amazing people, just learning how to bring things to life, different characters. I mean that's just all about acting, but yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And Neil, you are a yoga and a meditation enthusiast. Apart from being a
Mm-hmm.
scientist, that's a different thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
coming on to your creative aspects, I was talking to Lisa on training as an
Mm-hmm.
actor, and Aryan would be knowing it much better. That
Mm-hmm.
yoga is a very essential subject. It's a subject in training schools, in acting
Mm-hmm.
schools, where they train actors. Like I have been a faculty at Whistling with International for a couple of years, and they
Mm-hmm.
pay a lot of emphasis on yoga. So, do
Yeah.
you think yoga has helped you, be it in your short movie that you did, be it in this, yoga has helped you as an actor?
Yeah, actually, that's a very beautiful question. So, yoga for me creates self-awareness. So, it has built a lot of self-trust within me. So, definitely, it helps create that trust within me. So, I improve myself every day, both like mentally and spiritually. So, yes, for sure, yeah, it has helped me. Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Yeah.
That's very nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
actually, if I may, I mean, even some of the exercises that that we would do when I was doing theater, a lot of it was based on yoga. It's just a lot of it was based on meditation. Eye movement. Stuff. The voice training came from chanting Om in different ways. So yeah, I mean, and what's funny is, I mean, if I may, um, you know, when Irfan Khan and me were doing a movie together, we did Mr. 100%. And once again, for all the people in America, Irfan Khan was the main lead in Life of Pi, that guy. So, and he's also, I think, in Jurassic Park. He's the guy who owns the park, right? In one of those Jurassic Parks.
Right.
Anyway, when him and me were doing this movie together, he would come on the sets and then he would be seated, somewhere in the corner and he would start chanting and doing yoga. And I always wondered, I said, why is yoga connected to acting, like in a way? But I guess because it helps your concentration so much, it helps your voice modulation so much, you know what I mean? It gives you that when you look at something, you can see that power in your eyes, and that
Yeah.
was one of the exercises I made Nirmal do a lot.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Like I can say, if I don't mind, now I'm a
Yes, yes.
trained actor. Okay, I am a
No,
trained actor, trained by Aryan School of Arts. Let me tell you that. So
we
in my
have we
next
have
resume, I'll be putting trained actor.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Raghu, let's come to you. Had a vast experience in the Kannada industry. You've acted as well. You have helped out in production. And what did you find actually more appealing, being in front of the camera or being behind the camera?
Uh, First of all, thanks for this opportunity. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of Indian veterans, huge fan of Vikram Batra. Um, yeah, talking about my experience, I love being behind camera. I mean, nothing against being in front of camera, but I love being behind camera because I feel it's more challenging. You get to wear a lot more hat. Talking about this project, I was chosen by Nirmal, I mean, a year ago, and my journey with Nirmal started back then. And then he introduced me to Aryan, and Aryan spoke a lot of kind words about me, and I should mention a few things about him as well. It was not only me tirelessly working, and in fact, Aryan was working with
Oh
me as
yeah,
well,
absolutely.
especially in the scripting process. Uh, must say, like Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's. Thanks
Thanksgiving.
to my fiance Julia to letting me go and work with Aryan, and thanks for Erin to have me to her house, to their house. We used to sit overnight till 12 a.m., 1 a.m., not going out, not celebrating any of our festivals, just working on the script. So yeah, Aryan, you've handled a lot of pressure as well, and taken a lot of pressure from my plate. Yeah, in terms of like making sure like everything is intact in terms of pre-production, production, and post-production as well. To answer your question again, yeah, I love being behind the camera. I love being more on the direction department, and I feel that's more challenging, and that's why I like it.
Very nice, very nice. Nirmal sir, though I should have asked Aryan this, but let me ask you because I know Aryan as an actor and as a director would answer it in a very, very fine way. But I thought let me give the onus to the producer. Could you tell us a bit about the film? Though I know Aryan would be the right person to ask this, and for him, well, I would like to hear it from the producer.
Uh, in one liner, I would say that what violence does to people. Okay, I want to make a statement to the world that there is no winning in any kind of violence, no war, nothing. So, what I want to say is we have chosen this subject because there is a lot of mental issues with children today. And this movie starts with that. Because of a violence in the house, a family was completely broken. And everybody, every character, Neil, also Raghu, also all those characters have have blended together for one cause. There is no winning in violence. Families are going to be disrupted, and I am the reason I chose this subject because I know a kid who is going through this in Pennsylvania. So I came up with that concept, and it was just one idea which Aryan and Raghu really wrote it very well. Amazing. I'm not going to forget Erin, Aryan's wife. She also, every member of the families have sacrificed for this film.
Yeah.
It's not only the people who are in the screen. They are long hours, okay? Because in the film world, you cannot say it's 8 to 5 job, but they all have gone through the pressure, and we all have worked together. I have never seen anybody getting upset in the set, in front of the set. There are a lot of people behind this. I have what, close to 30 people, 30 folks working this film. And yes, there are some good days, some bad days, but I've yet to see a bad day in my screen. So the concept of mental disease is what I'm trying to portray in this film. And it is very, very important to me. Once the film comes, you'll know how it affects people and small children, especially. And there are more folks with mental diseases than physical disease. And a mental wound will take a long time to heal. So that's what the whole idea of this film is. And like I said, we have all
As
worked
a
hard.
as a producer, did you make use of Raghu's data analysis skills?
No, really not, because I did some analysis before I came forward. And another thing I want to thank is my crew, excellent crew. Okay, and they also work long hours in the sun in Florida last week. I had some issues, but as far as getting dehydrated and all that, but it's part and nature of the job. So I want to thank them also, and they would take directions from Aryan. Aryan is a visionary. Okay, there's some things he has come in the film I can't even think about. And I used to tell him, where are you getting this? Some divine self. So he will say, Jai Mataji. So that's what it is. Yes, absolutely. It's a challenging, but we enjoyed every day.
And for
Now I don't know
those
what
of
I'll do
you,
after this. Every weekend we are out, right? I was telling Aryan,
Correct.
man, it's time to make another movie in a month because I don't know what to do in the weekend. I'm not like Neil who's doing yoga for hours. जब होगा तब देखेगा yoga. And Lisa busy selling homes. Raghu doing data analysis even on weekends. I don't know what to do, but we'll find a way. It's a great team. If I can never ask better than anything for this team. Thank you very much. Thanks for asking
Great.
me this question because I really wanted to bring my heart out with this.
Thank
It's
you so
very,
much.
very nice. Very good experience. So
Thank you
like
very
I
much.
told you before, I'm trained now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Nilkamal, Neil,
Mhm,
tell me one thing. As a scientist, I
mhm.
mean, do you think your role as a scientist somewhere came handy here in any way? I mean, it could be anything in front of the camera, behind the camera.
Yeah,
But I know a lot of
patience.
ideas. A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
ideas.
patience. Patience, actually.
Patience.
As a scientist, I've learned, like through my PhD, postdoc, the only thing I've learned is patience, actually. So while doing the acting, because I'm a new actor, so I have to be really patient because sometimes I don't know, like there are so many layers of emotions that I have to emote. So when Aryan tells me that you have to do this way, I have to really have the patience to understand that where is that coming from and what I have to deliver. So yeah, definitely patience is the skill that I
I
have
mean,
acquired as a
in a
scientist.
very
Yeah.
beautiful manner.
Hmm.
I mean, that's a very beautiful answer. I mean, that is something which many people, not just in films and corporate, be it anywhere, they do not have patience. Many people, and that is a very beautiful answer. So, if we have to
Thank you.
wait patiently, may I again throw this question to Nirmal ji? So, when would the film be released, and when would our patience come to an end when we would get to see this film?
Oh, we are waiting. We are waiting very patiently about that. Hopefully next year. We got a lot of post production work, and like Neil said, we have to be patient. So it will come hopefully next year.
Right. And
We
Aryan, have you written the script apart from directing? Have you written this film as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nirmal had the script with him. Uh, I've retained about 10% of that script. So the script was there. I just, I kind of, the thing was the script had a lot of points in it which would not necessarily connect the dots. So I think that's where Raghu and me kind of had to get together and, try to. The thing is, the crux of the story is essentially is apart from the mental disorders, the brother and sister who are lost in this family conflict, their search for each other, and so there was a lot of there was a lot of gaps in the story, which uh, which were very conveniently filled, which were very conveniently filled. Uh, More than them having any conviction behind them, it was more convenient. So Raghu and me had to kind of, get into that, kind of rewrite the whole script, change the structure of that, change the structure of the screenplay, and just rewrite the dialogue. Because what happened is between an Indian person writing it in India about America, about characters in America, and then an American person writing the script about people in India, you know, both of them aren't familiar with the two diverse cultures. You know, I'm very fortunate because I got to live in India for most of my life, and then I've been here for about 5 years now. So I kind of had a bird's eye view, at least of the American, uh, about the American culture, and of course, I had a real good understanding of the Indian culture. So it kind of allowed me to blend both of them together, hopefully, sensibly, and with conviction, you know. So yeah, I think so. So that's what I did to the script. I would say that we've changed it enough where it has the essence of the original script, but now it's more engaging, and I feel it's definitely more entertaining. Especially with the introduction of certain characters, we've created drama. There's courtroom drama. There's drama with a cop. We've got this amazing character called Beck in the movie, who's this really muscular guy who comes in, and he's got this instant hatred towards Nirmal's character, and then the whole dynamic that plays out between them. It's very interesting to watch, and I love directing those sequences. Uh, so yeah, so just introducing all these characters has made the film more interesting.
Very nice. And for those who would be wondering when Aryan earlier, why he had to give a reference of Life of Pi for Irfan Khan, who's the legend in India, because to keep in mind for our Indian viewers, it's an American film, and it will mainly the viewers right now of our show are people from the West. And of course, speaking on about the West, Lisa, let me ask you, how was the experience working with an Indian cast and crew, and do you understand a bit of Hindi, and how familiar are you with Indian culture now?
Well, there is kind of a little bit of a language barrier. And I just remember, and it's nothing against the team. at all. It to me it made it real. But there was a day when every line was in their language, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what's going on. But that's really what I had to portray. But I was really not knowing what was going on. So it hopefully it came across the camera correctly. I mean, Aryan, I know he would have redirected me, if he wanted something different, because he's just spot on. And I was just like, I hope it came across right, like what you wanted. But everybody says if he didn't like it, he would have redirected you.
That's right. That's Aryan for you.
Yeah. I wish I had so much faith in myself, but I've been very honest with the film, and Mohammed, I'm primarily an actor. You know what I mean? So I understand acting, and I understand what the actor is going through, and that's all I really try to do is just kind of help them with that. But have you picked up on any Hindi words?
I knew you would ask that. Absolutely. She was asking a couple of times some words which I don't want to talk here.
Yeah, we're going on YouTube.
There was one.
Yeah, we're going on YouTube. I don't think we can use any of those words.
Right, exactly. So
no, but let's hear.
Watch the film and educate yourself with that word. So
yeah,
it's a good film.
I've guessed that I've guessed the word already. Aryan was using very often on the set. Arey, what's happening?
Yeah, there is a scene in the bus stop we do where one lady comes and asks me what is that word, and I just smile. I can't say that, right?
Yeah.
And it's all Aryan's creation, and that bus stop scene, the way he has portrayed it. Everybody in the team, in this hot sun, people were working, and I really appreciate. I can never get a better team than this. We were all new. We were all trying to get and fulfill our passion, but it could not have been done without this team. Like I said, I had one script on my hand, one paperwork, and a briefcase, and I left Pennsylvania and came here. So, but he molded it. Both of them, Raghu too. And there are times I couldn't make it, so that was also there. But Erin, the family, his girlfriend, Neil's husband, Lisa's children, we all went through rough time because we were always filming. Every weekend we were filming. And that's a very patient crew, And like Neil said, I don't need to do yoga. I just have to look at them and I'll learn the patience. No postdoctoral, nothing, but he's very patient and everybody's patient. The whole crew behind the camera, all are patient. So that's the key, patience. And in this film, 35 years I had to wait to meet somebody. And it's a good story, very good story. What I feel, it's come from the heart. It's a family drama. It has emotions. It has a little bit of suspense, and everything is there. So,
well, I have a question for Lisa, because Lisa, my question is, the American style of acting is very different from the Indian style, right? And I've kind of tried to get you to do a little bit of Bollywood styles, which is a little over the top. How do you feel about that? I really want to know from the American perspective.
Oh my gosh. No, I loved it. I mean, I could see where you were going.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I wanted to bring that for you. And oh yeah, it's how to put it into words. Like I felt like it's just you though. I don't think it's India or the Western, like it's you. Like you are a deep actor. All these emotions that we needed to bring to the film,
mm-hmm.
You had a way of like drawing it out, and you are phenomenal.
Oh, well, thank you.
Really.
Well, Mohammed, I wish some critics in India had said Aryan Vaid is a deep actor. I would not have had to come to America.
Hey, that is karma, man. You had to come and make a movie here as a director. So you are destined to do that.
Yeah, I agree
Absolutely.
with Nirmal. Yeah.
I'm gonna share something with you all.
Yeah.
There's a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Kavita Verma. She's a trained actor from the National School of Drama, and she was doing really well. In the year 2001, we were my uncle, Mr. Nasiruddin Shah, had gone to the NSD to do a workshop with them with that batch. And that time, right now, very very well established Indian actors,
Yeah.
Randeep Hooda, Shahid Kapoor, myself, we were the same batch. And there was one exercise which really worked. That was me and Kavita. And Kavita did the lead role with opposite Aryan in this film called Manoranjan. So, and let me tell you, the Aryan's work, you would have seen it, I'm sure, most of you. Amazing, yeah, amazing. बहुत अच्छा काम किया है.
Thank
So
you,
tell
brother.
me one thing. This is for Lisa again. There is English and Hindi both in this film. In a way, you can call it English. So, were you also to deliver any Hindi lines in this film?
No, no. But I do have to say there's a scene in the office, and I was working with another actress, Shavi, and she's like, okay, what he's saying here is, and then she would say what he was saying. She's like, that's bad. There were some words, and she's like, this is what this means. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it was so interesting. It wasn't like I felt out of place. I can't explain like the moment when you're there and in the different things that are going on. I don't want to give the film away, but it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. I didn't feel out of place,
Very nice.
not at all.
Neelan, where can we get to see the short film that you had done earlier?
Yeah, it's available. Yeah, definitely. I can send you. Yeah. We
Is
have
it on YouTube or any
yeah,
other OTT platform?
it's on YouTube, but it's like only the person with the link can see it because the director of the movie, he is still sending it to the festivals, he's submitting it to the festival, so he hasn't made it public. But if you're interested, yeah, definitely I can ask him.
Yeah, very much. And what's the duration of that film?
It's a short movie. It's eight minutes, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the duration of this film, Nirmal ji? Again,
About 90 minutes.
I
90
think
minutes.
I think we had aimed for 90. I think right now we are about 100 to 105.
5 minutes.
We may have to trim it a little bit, but the problem is, like we just shot about a 15-minute courtroom drama, right? There is nothing in there which can be taken off, right?
Yeah.
Every character that comes in brings their own flavor in that courtroom, right? We have Linda, who's playing the judge. She's got her own way of playing that. We have this actress has been a revelation, Tammy Hansen.
Yeah.
I mean, she just comes in there every single time. I mean, every time she did the shot, I was like, I have nothing to say. I was like, okay, great. Let's do the next one, right? She was that good. So it's going to be editing. That scene is going to be really hard. Editing scenes where Nirmal's having all these different personality switches is going to be really hard. So we're gonna have to trim it a little bit, but it's just going to be hard to find places, because we want to stick to about 90, 92 minutes. That is including the titles. I think we may be at 105 minutes already. I mean, only after we edit we'll get to know, but given by the number of pages and everything, and typically how long each page, translates into screen time, yeah, I would say we're about 15 minutes over at the moment. This is without the titles. So, yeah, we're going to have to do some trimming.
Right. Raghu, I want to ask you this. You've been very, very patiently waiting. Thank you very much. You're a very good listener, I must say. And seriously, I mean, Raghu is actually a very, very good listener. And I was seeing he was paying full attention to our conversation. He was very much there. So tell me, Raghu, being a good listener and a good actor, there is a link. And did that help you as an actor in this film as well?
Oh, definitely. It goes without saying. So being a good listener, it works for us in every way in life, right? So you get to take what you want and you get to leave what you don't want. So yeah, there's definitely a direct connection between like listening and acting, because like when Aryan tells like I've acted with Neil, and then there are a few scenes where I had to act with different actors, and then listening and exactly understanding what Aryan wants in that time, at that point of time, a particular sentence in a particular emotion. So it's really important to like cut everything off and listen to him. And also like Aryan has this peculiar way of directing, which I love. And Aryan, I don't know if I've told you this. South Indian director, big director S.S. Rajmouli, he does the same thing too. He
Really?
he acts for the actors and then they act it out.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
okay.
he does it too. Like for all the actors, for all the scenes, he comes in front of the actor, he takes them aside, and he literally acts it out in what emotion he wants that to be played. And he gives actors their own space, their own creative space for them to create their emotion that they want in terms of like what he's looking forward in the scene that he wants to portray. So yeah, being a good listener and clearly understanding what he wants out of the scene really helps.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very, very nice. And anything else before we end this conversation? I understand you all are very busy, and it was extremely kind of each and every one of you to have taken out time. And thank you to the entire crew. In fact, I was having this long chat with Aryan on the phone yesterday, and when we start speaking, we can go on speaking on the same frequency we connect. So Aryan mentioned everyone by name, be it the editor, be it the person who was holding the camera, be it every single person. And one thing Aryan said, which I could really connect with, which struck a chord. Aryan said one thing. He said, the thing that will go right in this film, it will all be attributed to my team. I had a wonderful team with me. And if God forbid, if something really hasn't gone right, I take the full responsibility of that. That's what something Aryan said, which being from the army, I say it's a quality of a great leader, and you've been a great captain of the
Totally,
ship.
totally agree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
want. Can I add something to
Yes,
that?
Lisa, please, please, please.
I, for someone that says this is his first time directing, I'm blown away. And I think it's because
Yeah.
you've acted. So
Yeah.
you know what it's like to be an actor. You know what it's like to sometimes get in that moment where you're like, "Oh, I don't remember," and your patience is phenomenal. You've got the patience of an angel. And
Yeah, I
but it's
second
because
that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Super.
you've got that
Very nice.
experience.
Really.
We should ask my wife Erin about my patience. I'm sure.
and so yeah, it's
Neil can give a few classes to her. In fact, Neil
well,
is
she's right.
the very
But
fact of being a scientist, and she's learned patience. That's a very, very good thing. And thank you very much, all of you, for taking your time. I'm truly grateful to you. And there's a lot
thank
of
you.
buzz.
No,
There's a
thank
lot of
Thank you
you.
so
excitement.
much,
Thank
Major.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much.
Major,
Yeah.
because
on,
I'll tell you why.
behalf
Thank
of
you to him.
the production,
I'm sorry.
thank you
Go
very
ahead.
much for giving this opportunity. And
Thank you.
hopefully we can talk
Yeah.
further
No,
next time. We'll have more meetings and interviews. And
Yes.
thanks for the team, and pray to God that this movie is a success.
It will be a super duper successor.
all
Lisa, you'll
the
have to pardon
This
me
is,
for
yeah,
saying this
right.
in
This
Hindi
is our first
or in
production.
Urdu for all the people in the
all of
West
us,
who are watching.
all of us need to
I'm
thank Mohammed
translating.
because it's 7:30 in the morning over there,
Exactly, and that I was coming to that. Absolutely.
and he came all dressed up, and
All right,
it's
exactly.
7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, he was very excited. He didn't even.
So whilst we are
You don't
getting
look
ready to
tired
go
at
to
all.
bed, he's woken up at 5 or 4 a.m. and gotten all
Yeah.
this ready. And he also
Yeah,
mentioned he's like
that's right.
7. I've got to take my kid to their school bus. Well, I'll be back at 7:30, and we'll get this rolling.
Yeah, I've been wearing this suit from almost like 3 hours because I really didn't want to miss. But thank you very much,
Yes.
Mohammed.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you
we
so
appreciate
much.
it.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Thank you,
when I
Major.
come to India, we'll meet.
We
And
will,
you
sir.
take
We
care.
will, sir.
And
Oh,
God bless you all.
and Mohammed, I want to say this whilst we are here. The opening introduction of the film, or some lines or something, I definitely want you to say something about the film. Okay,
Wow, you told me about that yesterday, and I was like
yeah.
blown. And that'll be amazing. That'll
Nirmal,
be
he
really
has
amazing.
he has acted in Haider, He has acted in the
yeah.
Dashtas.
Yeah,
That is what I thought. Oh, yes. Now I remember. The Shahid
Yeah,
Kapoor movie,
he's,
right?
he's a very fine
yeah, Shahid.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Kashmir.
a very
Kashmir
fine
based.
actor. Apart from being the motivational speaker on TEDx and being in the Indian Army, and well,
Very
thank
good.
you, brother. Thank you, and I'm
Thank you
truly
very much.
grateful you took the time out at 7 in the morning to talk to our team. It's a huge morale booster for us. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Thank
God
you.
bless you and your
You all are
family.
wonderful.
Take
Thank
care.
you, Nirmal sir. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Raghu.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Lisa.
much. Yeah.
Aryan, you all are wonderful. And I'm
Uh,
sure the film is going to exceed the expectation. What expectation you have, Nirmal sir, Aryan, Lisa, Neil, Raghu, and all the crew members who are watching us right now.
Thank you.
You have certain expectations. It's going to surpass that expectation.
Yeah.
And take my word for it. I have a very intuitive mind. I have a sixth sense. I can see it happen.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you
And
so
have
much,
a great
man. Thank
day. God bless you and your family.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
man. Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Just going off.
Good night.
Bye.
For us,
Bye,
good night.
everyone.
For
Good
you,
night.
have a blessed
Bye.